Hello and welcome to 4am Art. In this video, we're going to take simple shapes such as these and learn how to draw them in 3 dimensions. Make them look 3D, look like they have volume. So we're going to end up with cubes, spheres, cones, rectangular prisms, etc. This is very basic, very important to learn when you're a beginning artist, so that when we start with a flat piece of paper, what we end up with our drawing is something that looks like it's got some shape, some volume, and 3 dimensions. So before you can start drawing a book such as this, we need to learn how to form these 3-dimensional shapes. So what is a book? It's really just a box, as I am showing here, and I'll be going through this step by step, not just with squares, cubes, rectangles, but also circles, spheres, and triangles, and some other shapes. So the way to do this is we're going to draw our basic shapes first, and we'll start with a square, triangle, rectangle, circle, and we'll look at other shapes as well. But to start, we'll draw a second square, and we'll just offset it a little bit off to the right and up. And then all you got to do is connect the corners, the edges, and as you can tell, some of these lines are not going to be part of the finished drawing. And I'll just go ahead and mark those with a dotted line. So that just shows you that we have 2 squares that are connected by these lines. So we can do the same thing with the triangle. And we can also do the same thing with the rectangle or any shape. Now what about a circle? Well, we can do the same thing and add a second circle. And what we end up here is a cylinder. There are no corners, there are no edges really other than the ends, compared to the star, which has many corners. And if you just keep that in mind, you'll have a believable 3-dimensional drawing. After some practice, you'll find that you'll be able to picture the other second square and not have to really draw it out. And one way to practice this is really to take a box, say from Amazon, and just start learning to draw it from different angles. For this rectangular prism, I'm adding a little bit of perspective here, where the further out it goes, the smaller it gets. And it's very easy to do this. Just draw the second rectangular square smaller, and again connect the corners and the edges, and you'll have your 3-dimensional shape in perspective. Well, what about curved objects and circles, ovals, etc.? Well, we've already drawn a cylinder, and as you see, we're connecting basically the outer edges. But what about a sphere or a ball? How do we make it look like it's 3-dimensional? Well, just imagine a globe, and we're drawing the equator, and immediately this circle looks like it's a sphere. Well, why is that? Well, if you do a cross-section, you end up with an oval, and I'm clarifying it here with a dotted line for the part of the ellipse that's not visible. So if you just darken the lines of the ellipse that is visible, you'll immediately make this circle look like a ball or a sphere. We can do the same thing with an oval shape or an egg shape. If you draw the cross section, which are ovals or ellipses, we can now make it look like it's got a curved surface. Again, we'll just go ahead and put a dotted line for the part of the ellipse that is not visible. We can also draw the ellipse along the long axis. And again, with practice, you don't have to draw the full ellipse or oval. You can just draw the part that's visible. So now it's very clear what the shape of this oval object is. So now that you know the technique of how to draw these three-dimensional objects, you just gotta go out there and start practicing. So I'll just go ahead and show some more examples here using different shapes. And you'll notice too that I've kind of tilted or rotated the object a little bit, so it's not really a true square such as the cube that I first drew here. And you can start adding perspective as well. Like I said before, a great way to practice this is to just take a box and set it up in different directions and positions and just start to practice. Initially draw the full shape, including the lines that are not seen, but you'll quickly get used to what you need to do and not really have to draw the hidden lines. And in the next video, we'll take this a step further and add some shading, which will further reinforce the fact that these are three-dimensional objects with a height, length, width, and volume. So I hope you found this video helpful and useful. So thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.